when it comes to doing the how I became an atheist, I want to do things as much in chronological order of importance to me on not only what led me away from religion and all the indoctrination, but also, the relevance, what sticks out most in my mind at that current time. And I've also realized that in doing that, a lot of things sort of happened around that, like 10 to about 17, 18 time frame. This one is going to be roughly in that time frame. It'll be, it's hard to really, this one took place when I was about 14, 15. And it's something I had known about, but never thought about. And I will talk from first how I thought of things then, and then I will talk about sort of how it goes now, kind of. I don't know. Okay. So for this one, the subject will be collection plates. And I'm pretty sure some of you will already have your preconceived notions, and you're probably right. Accurate? Hard to say, but definitely right. For this, about, 14 or so when this came to me. I remember Mom always trying to get me to put money in a collection plate. And that was before I was even double digits, and I was just like, why? To me, this money could be used best for, bubble gum or candy or something like that, or save up for some kind of game or something. So I was like, why? I'm giving them $5 or $10. It ain't even mine. It's Mom. So she's giving like $20 and $30, and on average it was 20. And then she's gonna put in another 10 from me. So basically that was $30 to $40. And well, I found out that she was also getting money from Dad for one thing, and then putting it in the collection plate. So, oh my goodness. Okay, so I am, dumbstruck. I'm like, okay. And to me, it was, you just do it. I've always asked why on things because I want to know why. And, you find out these things are egregious. When you ask why, you're challenging authority. You're questioning a lot of things that people don't want to be questioned. They just want to say what they say and move on, and you believe it. You'll find that in high school and anywhere else. And once you leave school, you'll find that when it comes to managers or public officials or anything, when you question them, they get upset. Literally, why? Okay, why are you doing this? What's the point of it? They get upset. So when I asked Mom why, she did get upset, but she just said, because that's what you do. All right. So, and I remember I was just a little kid. This is before I was 14, but I was like, we're going to do this. I'm going to do this because it's what we do. And you can't tell me why we do it. The blind leading the blind into an unknown place, citing, I know what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. Looking back, that is frightening. Okay, so, all right. So I'm 14 and I'm not going to church. That just ain't happening. But I remember a friend asked me for money for the collection plate for when they go to church in a couple of days. It was a Friday when he asked, and I was like, I don't have any money, man. I haven't, I would cut the grass for $20, and that was the allowance, $20, cut the grass. Okay. So when Mom would tell me, I would cut the grass, and then Mom would be like, this week, you're not getting paid because I got to give that money to the church, but we'll pay you back the week after. I remember thinking, why don't you just give me the damn money, and then the money you would pay me next week, you just give it to the church then. You're going anyway. So, and I mentioned it once, and, basically, don't get smart. I'm like, okay, but you tell me not to be dumb either, so I can't. Don't be an idiot. Don't be smart. I don't know how to be balanced. I can't do that. I can't be a stupid idiot. I can't be a smart genius. I can't be I can't be an intellectual moron. I can't be an idiotic philosopher. I'm just saying, there's no way. There's too many things. People put pressure, and it's so weird. So I'm asking mom, and I'm like, why don't you just do it the other way? I'm saving this money up. I want games. I want toys. I want this stuff. I don't care about school clothes. Fuck school clothes. And I was like, you're going to get money from me? Oh, man, this is money that this is my allowance. This is all I get. This is all I got. So, yeah, eventually, let them have the money. Okay, fine. And I think I mentioned this in the last one or the one before last. It's been a bit since I've done it. So, but she would take money from the church treasury and pay for gas or buy shoes or something like that. It's communal money. I'm like, come on. It just seemed like it was a bunch of theft. I mean, basically it's stealing my money for the church, and you're stealing the church money for yourself. You're taking his dad's money, saying it's for one thing, and you're giving it to the church. And I'm like, what in the hell? Isn't one of the 10 commandments, thou shalt not steal? What the fuck? So I'm like, I don't get this. And around that time of being, thinking about stealing, oh man, no, you know what? I'm not even gonna bring that up, because that's something that really that's one of those nails in the coffins right there that I'm like, y'all are so full of shit. But I remember looking at the church, and I remember going back there for events like something in Easter, or somebody got married, so I just wait outside, or I might duck my head inside, or mom had to go drop something off, or pick something up, okay, or say hi to somebody. Okay, so we go there, and I'm like, the church ain't changed. And I asked that most important question. Why in the world are you giving the church money? I just had to ask it. Why? And I remember someone, I don't remember where this was, somewhere in one of the hood areas where, you're not supposed to go because there's so much violence, that I had never seen because there was no violence. I don't get it. But maybe I just went on the wrong days, Maybe I just didn't fit the public violence schedule. I just went on the non-violent days or something. So it was said to me that the church uses the money to, it's communal money. So, my voice trying to fail. It's communal money. So, use it to upkeep the church. Keep it clean, keep painted, road work, pavement. I'm like, okay, the church has rocks. So I ain't editing that out. The church has rocks. So I'm like, there's no pavement. The church doesn't have AC. And if it do, it's the vents over where the preacher is. So, and I realized the preacher didn't really have to fan himself that much. He had to wipe his brow here and there, but the choir, they would, and you could tell they were all right, but sometimes they would wipe sweat from them. Now, everybody else, good grief, they were, the congregation, everyone sitting there when I was a kid, and then when I would drop by with mom, I think it would be Wednesdays or Thursdays or some crap like that, or a Saturday when they would gather or do something. I don't know. But I remember then I was like, whoa, 14 ain't that far from 9. So to me, I realized people were burning up. And I looked around. I remember looking out at the ceiling, and I'm like, there's no thing like I would see at school that says this is where the AC or the heat pump out. Now, I remember in the winter when we would go, it's so freezing in the morning, but at the same time, when we get there, there's no heat blowing anywhere, but it's hot. So you keep the door open, and it's a balance. In the summer, it's hot inside, and it's hot outside. Oftentimes, you go outside to get a break from the heat. So what's this money used for? I remember the choir always had great gowns and whatnot. I mean, it was marvelous. The church was always clean on the inside. Everything kept up. The preacher always had, a nice suit. I mean, like a 3-piece suit with the chain and everything. Real gold and all that stuff. I mean, it was just amazing. So I was like, what's the odds of him using this money on himself? And then me and Mom was leaving. She said goodbye to him one day after dropping off some envelope or something. I was like 14 and a half by this point. And he got into this awesome black car. Basically it was like a Bentley or a Rolls Royce or something. I mean, it was clean. I mean, it was like so clean that if dirt was to fall on it, the dirt would just move to the side, knowing better. Like, we can't mess that up. That car is too clean. So he drove off in that, and we got into Mom's Oldsmobile. She just got away from the Volvo we had was gone. We got the Oldsmobile, and I mean, that was a tank of a car. I mean, no car today would survive an impact with it, that's for sure. You are going to lose if you try to hit us head on. I mean, we might feel a little jerk or something, but your car is total beyond all recognition, physical recognition. Go ahead and hit an Oldsmobile at 50 miles an hour. Oldsmobile will move back maybe about 5 feet tops. You going through your windshield, bouncing off of ours, and flying across to the back of the car. And your car is going to just, the back is going to end up in front of the front. You're not making it. Our caddies was made like that. That was steel. And his car was made of steel. You can see it. So it was something I watched on TV. I think it was before my 15th birthday. And this guy was talking about how the church is ripping off the community and they don't have to pay government taxes. It was such a, how can I say, it was an explosion of information. It's so much. And I'm like, is this true? Is it not? I mean, despite any evidence in front of me, I still always ask, is it true? I know common sense can kick in, but sometimes it's like, what if there's things that you just, little nuance that you just don't get here and there. Some people do bad things, but for the right reason. And they do great things, for the wrong reasons. So maybe that's one of them. So, okay. So I'm trying to figure this out, because he talked about that. It was like, look, you look at the choir, they got good clothes. And I was like, yeah, the wardrobe is nice. And he was like, you look at the pastor, the preacher, or whatnot, they always dress in nice. They don't dress less. And I'm like, well, yeah, I thought about that too. And this is something on TV. And, honestly, I got most of my morals, good and bad, from cartoons. And then watching others mess up. And also, if I plan to do something, I want somebody to do that to me. Oh, I ain't going to do that then. No one taught me this crap. It just made sense to me. And plus, cartoons, little morals at the end. He-Man, She-Ra, and Shirt Tails, and Smurfs. That was pretty much the most of the tunes I watched until much later. But I was like, this dude is talking and he is literally throwing out this and that. And he's like, you see the church you go to don't have any AC. It don't have any heat. You know, where's all that money going? If you got 200 people in your congregation and they giving up $20 each, you know, that's $4,000, and that's $4,000 a week, you know, so that's $16,000 a month. Where's that money going? And I'm like, $16,000 a month, man, imagine what you could buy with that. And yeah, I was like, you could get AC, because I remember we needed AC work. And I remember the guy there, our air conditioning, it was just a little old. So the guy had to go and replace a few ducts. And that was about it, really. And that cost, about at that time, back in them days, that was about $800 some. And then much later, there was the complete removal and everything. That much later, that was about, I think that would have been about 10,000, maybe 15,000. It was a lot. And the church didn't need much. You needed AC in a couple of places, you know? So I'm like, that could have easily been taken care of, you know, 16,000. And then you do this for a whole year. But then I've been going for years. So did anyone else. So what's up with the money? Where's the money? I thought, well, mom is supporting her habits of shoes or whatnot every once in a while and putting gas in her car using the church money, then, you know, maybe that's where it's going. But I thought, you know, let's say you go on half, you put $8,000 in the gas tank. That's impossible. Who drives out $8,000 of gas a month? You know, I'm sure there's something out there that does it with these earth movers, but going on my scope back then, no way. So I'm like, something's got to be done. Something's got to be said. And I remember bringing it up to mom, and she was, oh man, I brought it up to mom once. I brought it up to my grandma. I brought it up to my a couple of my aunts, and they were like, you know, the pastor's doing the Lord's work, and the Lord needs the money for the church. And I was like, but if he's all powerful, why does he need money? We need money. He just has power. And then we got like a new steeple put on the church. So, okay. I was like, but that was put back on years before I bought this up. So, oh my goodness. So I'm like, this is the Lord's work. I remember thinking, this is bullshit, and they lying to me. And how can they lie to me like this? This is, oh my goodness. I mean, like, you ain't just passing around money, man. You passing around lies. Just mendacity. Good grief. It kind of stirs me today. You know what? I keep getting these emails or something, and I'm not editing this out. Oh crap. Nope, not talking to him. Not yet. And I was like, I can't do this. I didn't want to have anything to do with the church. I really didn't. Because it wasn't, did I blame the religion? No, I blamed the people, but not so much the people as I did the church. I figured they all go to church. They all go there, and then they come out lying. It's not them. They're being told to lie somehow, some way. When I went, I never heard go out and lie. Don't tell the truth. I never heard that. I never heard them say tell the truth either. But I also heard the truth will set you free, you know, around family tables and whatnot. The truth that nobody wants to speak or admit to. It's, I can't. Even today, I can make heads and tails in my own way and, you know, basically cut with a knife at the throat. But going on how I was then, I just did not trust the building. I didn't trust. I felt the building was evil. The people were good. Go in. The building would corrupt them somehow. And it wasn't a belief in mystic arts or enchanted items. It was just a thing. It wasn't a belief of, ethereal abilities or demons or crap like that. It was just like mob mentality or a hierarchy of some kind, or protectionism. You just, like police officers will mess up and lie, and then they get with their own. They're going to protect each other. So they're always protecting the church. You don't want to expose the business, as they would say in pro wrestling. And so 14, 15-year-old Cedric was just, this building's bad, and I don't think I need to go in it, because then I'm going to start lying my tail off all the time for no reason. And no sense was really kicking in other than self-preservation. Anyone's there, they come out lying, and I don't want to be that, so don't go there. I didn't give a damn about immortal soul or anything. I just didn't want to lie to people unless I was literally saving my ass. That's the only time a lie is good, when you are saving your ass. Don't get in trouble in the first place. You don't have to save your ass, but if somebody's going to lie on you and you tell the truth, it's going to sound wacky. I know. But I come from a place where they don't believe the truth. So that's also something that factors in. People don't want to believe the truth. They just don't. And when I would tell people, all I have left is, well, I told you. So when it come out later, don't look at me. And they wouldn't. It's as if I said nothing at all. Well, he didn't tell me anything. Like, yes, I did. We argued for about 5 minutes over it. Okay. I guess that argument never happened. I just wasted all my emotions. Oh man. I'll do this one. This was wow, much later in life. I was mid-30s, I guess. Late 30s, mid-late 30s, something like that. Talking to my friend, acquaintance anyway, at best an acquaintance. He's wronged me quite a few times, but I asked him, why do you give money to the church? And he said, blessings. And I did want to question more. I was curious, but I also knew that my words were going to come across very harsh. My words will be harsh. No matter how innocent I try to make it, no matter how nice, no matter how well-meaning or gentle I try to be, my words are going to sound like I am trying to destroy everything about you. And I always felt bad about that, because that's how I grew up. People always went for the jugular against somebody that was not a threat. So I wanted to ask simply, blessings from what? Blessings from who? I mean, the choir, the pastor, the deacon, or whatnot, the treasurer, they aren't giving you blessings. And if you do get blessings, what do these blessings do? How do you use them? I mean, do you have a blessing limit for the day? I want to get it from his perspective, not, how I think of things or my lack of belief or zero belief. I just wanted to get where his head was, like, what's going on? But he and many others would keep passing the collection plate, especially when I found out that the idea was to give, at one point it was 10, but then it turned to 20% of your earnings. So when you get paid, if you got paid $2,000, you had to give up $200. I'm like, they done lost their mind. Because to me, I can't even really get $20 from my parents unless I cut the grass and do some other stuff. So why are you getting $200? Why are you getting 10 times? I mean, what the hell? You're getting 10 times what I'm getting, and they come in there to sit in the heat and swelter. How do I punish somebody and get money for it? I mean, comparing like that. So that's where I stood on things. I know this one ran long, but I just wanted to go over everything that I went through in my childhood and about this subject, and a little in my adulthood. Um, Honestly, if I ask people for money today, it's always a hassle. I just want Transformers. Yeah, they're a little bit expensive, but they're one-time buys. I'm not going to say, hey, this one is $16 or $17, and I want you to give me $16 or $17 every single week. This one was $50 or $60 or $78. I want you to give me that every single week. But if I make something tax-free and say, you can come here and believe what I tell you to believe, I just need you to give me money so I can tell you what to believe. I don't know. I feel like that's just the greatest bamboozle that any religion could offer. So I don't try to do anything like that. So hey, that's really all I got to say. I'm curious about your comments, as some of you have left them, and I appreciate you. I'm not going to call you out. I'm not. I'm going to do the whole I expect anything from anyone, but it's always nice to get comments and whatnot on these topics. So I want to thank you, any of you who listens, who give comments and whatnot. So I appreciate that deeply, thoroughly, and honestly. This is Cedric Kennedy. This is the Atheist Dragon. This is how I became an atheist. Thank you for listening.